Hi, my friends, it's Susanna, and I'm here with the Daily 5 next steps, the Daily 5 progressions. If you are already doing the Daily 5 exercises outlined in my ebook, 4 Weeks to Stronger Bones Challenge, then you are ready to take it up a notch because, as you know, at a certain point, our bodies adapt to what they're able to do, and then they don't actually increase in strength anymore. It's called progressive loading, and that's what we're going to do here. So if you're not already an owner of one of these ebooks, you can go below this video and find a link to purchase one, and you'll get the Stronger Bones habit tracker that you can print out to keep track. And what I've done with my habit tracker now is to write in beside the basic posture exercise, I've written the advanced variation that we're going to do today. And you can do the same. So gather up what you need. A chair, 2 light weights. I'm using 5-pounders, I think, but you might want lighter 3-pounders, but 2 light weights and a block, 1 block, okay? Gather up what you need, and I'll meet you back, and we'll get started with our first of the Daily 5 tree pose and see how we can make that more challenging. Welcome back. How can we make tree pose a little bit more challenging? Well, let's add some dynamic components, starting with hip cars. Car, C-A-R, is not a car. It's a controlled articular rotation. We're going to rotate our hip joint while standing on one leg. If you'd like the support of a kitchen counter or a back of a chair, by all means, or not, your choice. So root down in your standing leg, get great posture going here, and then lifting up the other leg, rotate it out. So that's your basic tree. But instead of hanging out in tree pose today, let's move it around. So rotate at the hip joint. Bring it behind, come forward, out to the side, and behind. And one of the things you'll want to try to avoid is arching your back, okay? So keep everything very still and straight except the hip joint. And then you can rotate the opposite direction. So hip cars are fantastic. And then it's a balancing challenge if you want it to be. Yeah, it's hard. Okay, and then we can pause in a tree if you like. Squeeze the standing glute very nicely for support. Both of those hips are working. And bring a knee forward to bring the foot down and step out of that first side. Okay, other side. I'm going to move my chair over just for balance. So root down in the standing leg, squeeze the glute there, find your terrific posture, pressing up through your crown, and don't forget to breathe. Lift up, pause in a tree for a moment, but then moving on, start to rotate. Circle the hip, go around, behind, and forward. Several rotations one direction, and then you can reverse. Keeping your posture excellent, and challenge yourself to let go if you decided to try to hold on to something, which is helpful. This is tricky. Excellent. And then we can pause again. Knee forward, 2 feet down, and step it out. Great. Next variation on tree. The dynamic balancing exercise that we did in the Strong Bones Challenge in May 2024. You might have joined me in my backyard for this one. So no chair. You can use it if you like, but I'm not going to. This one, we're going to play with a block. So root down in one leg, lighten up on the other. Come into any variation on tree that you can hold. It could be shrub. You could have your toes on the floor. I'm going to bring it all the way up and then find my posture and my tree and my balance. And then here we go. The fun exercise here is to randomly move this block from hand to hand and around your body. You can go overhead. You can go to the side, to side. Oh yeah, you can do this. Ooh, lift up, go under and over and behind. Yeah, you don't have to hold the tree in this balancing challenge. It's a good idea to be in crane position as I'm now holding. But you see, it's all about asking your body and your muscles and your bones and your brain to adapt to movement, to change. Okay, and lower the foot down. Other side, root down. I started the last time in actual tree, so with the hip rotated out to the side, so I'll start this way as well. When you practice these, please do your own favorite variations. Best that you can. Try to have fun and know that this is so good for you. Behind, above. All right, underneath. Okay, play, have fun, and do your best not to fall over. Okay, perfect. And we'll pause in a tree and release. Step it out. Excellent. That was Daily 5 exercise number 1, tree variations. Let me check my habit tracker checklist. Next up, heel bounces. How can we make heel bounces more challenging? Well, this is what I'm going to do today. Using the chair, I will start with the chair here, just for a little bit of support. I like this. Get really good posture, really important. And you can start, instead of heel bounces where you come down hard, go slow, calf raises. So we'll start with regular calf raises, nice and slow. And then let's transition into one-legged heel bounces. So now you'll pick up one leg and come down with the other with the vibration. And that's why it's nice to have your chair. So this puts more stress and strain on that hip. It's also working your calf muscle, hamstring muscle, hip muscle. Oh my goodness, so much going on. And you can do about 10 of these. And down. And when you come up, do a little squeeze of the glute. And down, step it out. I won't lie, I could feel that. So that's the point. We want to feel our muscles working. Root down. First, we'll go back to slow calf raises up and down, both feet. Lift up and down. Great for your feet as well. Okay, so now we've done our calf raises a few times. One-legged heel bounce, other side. Pick up the other leg from last time and lift up and come down with a bounce. This is a heel bounce. Do about 10 of these. And as you can see, the muscles have to adjust to this new way of doing what is probably a familiar exercise. I hope you've been doing your heel bounces. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Great. I'm checking my habit tracker, and next up, sit to stands with weight. So choose a weight that feels appropriate if you're new to doing this. And I myself have not been doing this until now, but I'm going to start doing this every day. My next progression is to add a weight and I'm going to take one 5-pound weight, which feels appropriate for me today. And probably in a week, I'll increase that. I'm gonna hold it in a goblet, a hold. So it's a dumbbell that I'm holding in the heel of my hand, and I'm ensuring that I have excellent posture. I'm pressing up through my crown, I'm relaxing my shoulders, and I'm keeping this weight right at chest level. And now awareness of the feet. I'm simply going to do sit to stands. Let's do 10 together, okay? So lift up and squeeze the butt and sit back down. So that's 1. Squeeze for 2. And 3. 4. So adding the weight puts more pressure on our spine and all of our bones, really. That's 5. 6. 7, 8, 9. Every time I stand up, I'm squeezing my glute muscles. 10. Good. Relax and sit down. Some comments on sit to stand. The key to a good sit to stand is that you are floating up, not using your upper body momentum to get up like that. No. What we're doing is keeping our excellent posture and using the strength of our legs, our feet, our calves, our quads, and then our core to stand up. Do you love a good sit to stand? I certainly do. Okay, that was sit to stand with the weight. Next up, we get to go down to the floor for locust. Many people like to ask me, I get asked this all the time, what is the best exercise to strengthen your spine? I honestly believe locust pose could be it. And locust pose is a belly down, back bend. So let's head on to the floor. Okay, we're gonna make this harder by adding an arm variation. And you'll see if we're lifted up in the back bend and we add a new arm position, it will create more load, especially on our upper spine. So this is what we're going to be doing when we're lying down. So you could join me for just a minute to practice it. You'll take the arms out in a V and then pull them in to your rib cage with the elbows. So we're going to reach out and come in. Remember, if anything feels inappropriate, then it's not appropriate. Don't do it. This is a progression. You definitely want to have been very comfortable doing the first stage of Shalambhasana or locust pose found in the first Daily 5 video. Okay, so come on down to your belly. Once we're down here, we're going to do what I always do, which is to warm up. I warm up the lower legs first, and this is great for the hips. So starting with squeezing your glutes, lift the right leg perhaps 6 inches or so up off the floor and stretch it and lower it down. And now the left leg. So lift it up and squeeze and down. And we'll do that several more times. Lift and lower. So you're lifting from the hip and you're stretching through your foot. Go up. Come down, go up, come down. And now keep both of the legs down. Find your pelvis there. Good. And now this time we'll lift up in the traditional way that I usually offer it, with the arms behind you, because this is our warm-up today. And lower, and lift, and lower. Good. And now we're going to bring the arms to the sides. Make sure you have space to extend the arms out in a V. And we're going to lift up the chest, lift up the arms, reach out. I'm going to add both of my legs as well and pull in. So this is a challenge. Reach out, relax your neck, but pull the elbows in towards your rib cage. Extend and breathe in. Inhale, exhale. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1, and then hold it. So this is a back bend, neck, jaw, face relaxed. You're engaging your glutes, you're stretching through the toes. Breathe and relax. Curling your toes, hands by your chest, will press back to an extended child's or possibly a puppy stretch to have a counter pose stretch. And take it back. Great. So that was progressed locust pose with upper body workout. Checking my Strong Bones habit tracker, bridge pose is my final of the 5. And I have 3 different ways to make this harder. So let's spend a little time in bridge. Because remember, a bridge a day keeps bone loss at bay. Let's try for 2 weights, 1 block, and your body down on your back. So using your strong abdominals, shoulders relaxed, chin slightly tucked, safely come all the way down to your back. And once you're down, perfectly good idea right now to maybe bring the knees up, perhaps rock your lower back a little bit side to side because we've been working out, so you want to do some stretches here. And maybe a windshield wiper for your hips and your knees, which will be a nice preparation before we start lifting up into our bridge. So knees out to the sides and just slowly go side to side as you drop your knees and feel a nice stretch in the top of your hip. Beautiful. All right, let's come back. Our first bridge variation will be bridge with a block. So pick up your feet, put the block between your knees and plant the feet back down. Wherever they naturally land is fine for this one. So squeeze your block and root down in your feet and start to now push up the hips at the same time as you're squeezing the block. Let's do this dynamically, okay? Which means we will move slowly down and slowly up for 5. Squeeze your glutes. 4. Squeeze your block. 3. If you didn't have a block, you can just imagine. It's fine to do this with the imaginary block between your knees, but it's also way more effective to actually have something there that you have to squeeze, and it provides resistance. Did we do 5? I think we did. Let's hold one. Hold this last one. Hold it. Knees forward, squeeze block, squeeze glutes, find breath, lower it down. Terrific. You can pick up your feet and find your block, take it out of the way. Next up, weighted bridge. So carefully, always lifting the weights carefully, and put them in at your groin area. So 5 pounds times 2, 10 pounds is what I've got going on here. And so you do you. What feels safe and appropriate. Root down in 2 feet. Hopefully those are fairly stable in your, right there at your hips. And then lift it up and lower it down. Again, dynamically, we'll do 5 and then we'll hold the 5th. So that was 1, now we're on 2. Again, feet are grounded. Push up, squeeze your glutes. 3, 4, 4. Let's call this one 5, and then let's give it a hold. So root down, energize inner thighs. So do imagine you're squeezing an imaginary beach ball between the thighs, even as you are pushing your actual weights up, holding them up. Glutes are engaged. Find your breath. I'm gonna hold this for, 30 seconds. You can hold longer, it's up to you. Breathe. Giving your bones a surprise, right? They probably didn't do this yesterday. Today they're getting this new experience, and you'll do it regularly and they'll get stronger. You'll get stronger until it'll be time to increase the weight. All right, and slowly release. How carefully can you take your blocks away? And you can lift up your feet, your weights away. Lift up your feet and slowly relax. Bring your weights over to the side. And now, little counter pose here. Interlace your hands in your head, elbows splayed out to the side. So we're going to lift up the upper body without rounding. So feet are grounded. And lift your sternum and your nose towards the sky, strengthening the upper back, and you're pressing your hands in your head and lower down. This is a neck strengthener and great for your upper cervical spine. Let's do 3 more. Lift up and down. It's a small movement and you are not flexing. Your spine stays straight. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Great. One more time. And down. And release your head down. And maybe gentle movement side to side. Spinal tilts. Also super nice counter pose to your bridge. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze your butt, and reverse it. Arch your back. So press your lower back in, squeeze your glutes, and go. Pelvic tilts are some of the best exercises you should include in your regular workout. Squeeze and release. Lower back presses down, lower back arches. Couple more. Good. And release. Bring the knees into the chest and rock side to side. And that is it. Those are the daily 5 with more advanced variations. We can do another counter pose before we end if you would like. It's always nice to do a knee down twist from here. So extend, let's say extending the left leg, bringing the right knee up and then across for a gentle twist to release your lower back from that work we did. Good, and come back to center and switch. The right leg can get straight and you can guide your left knee across. And back to center. And then being real careful on your neck, find your way up. And I'll end our daily 5 here with a request. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet a subscriber to my YouTube channel, Forever Yoga with Susanna, click the subscribe button and please leave a comment below. Tell me your experience and definitely head over to the Strong Bones Challenge Facebook group to interact with me in real time. We will discuss what it's like to make these daily 5 exercises that much more challenging, and I bet you have some great ideas yourself, right? So that's it. Again, if you'd like to purchase your copy, which is more than just the daily 5 exercises, I give you some motivational tips, and there's that habit tracker that you can print out, and I'd love it if you got one. So below here is a link. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.